Shalom, shalom, man. Shabbat shalom. Happy Sabbath. Peaceful Sabbath, man. We made it through another work week. Time for rest, man. Time for rest. Today we got a Freestyle Friday from your brothers at the Hopeful Elect. You see the title, man. The title is Prove, Try, and Know. Prove them, try them, and know them. Right? I got a video that we're going to watch, man, of a brother reacting to another video. So I think it's a good video just to give us some things to think about tonight. Tonight's going to be a little bit on the women. I think, the last couple of my videos, I've been kind of on the men. This video is going to be kind of on the women, right? But at the same time, kind of on the men as well. So it should be a good video, man. Give us something to think about and some good counsel from the scriptures, right? Before we get started and blow the shofar, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who sent his son as an instrument of salvation for the nation. And that nation is Israel. Shalom to the 12 tribes abroad, keeping the commandments, the commandment keepers, and shalom to the cleavers, the other nations that want to cleave on to the coattail, to the skirt, to the fringe of him that is a Jew or an Israelite. So shalom to everybody, man. Hopefully everybody can be edified, right? I'm going to share my screen and play the blowing of the shofar. It always do that, man.
Like, for example,
I was trying to plug in some shorts.
Every time I click on the shorts, it always go to like the other ones. See what I mean? There you go.
We strive to be holy in the midst of scoldings, constantly
Come on, bro.
I see.
What is going on?
Can't hear it. Oh, I can.
Come on, man. Start this thing off right. Here the video go. Fair use, man. Our thoughts and comments on this content. It is our right to be able to express ourselves.
I'm sorry, but
right. So this is a YouTube short, man. I really like this brother, man. He has some good takes on a lot of stuff that trends on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook.
You seen he was trending this week.
Was he?
Yeah, somebody was he pulled up to somebody's studio. He was going back and forth. Somebody was challenging him on the fact on why he was Republican, and it got heated, and dude got in his face, and they was about to fight on set.
Dang, he don't even give me that type of brother. Like, he don't give me the type like to be about brawling.
That's what everybody in the comments said, but he started saying, man, we ain't gotta talk. He started saying the N-word, and he's like, I'm from Detroit. We go outside right now. Yeah, I think he was bluffing though.
Brothers always say where they from, like that matter.
And it's always Detroit.
Detroit or Philly.
Yeah.
Or Baltimore.
Yeah.
Don't nobody ever say, I'm from the A.
From the DMV. But come, man. So he about to react to this girl video.
This is not my usual content that I do. I'm typically private. I don't really talk on here, but I need to get this out my system.
Fair use.
I need to get out. And it just may help another person. It may just help another woman. It may help a man. But for the love of God, men, if you are not ready for a woman, if you are not ready for commitment, if you are stuck in lustful ways,
We off the screen. What happened?
things that you need to heal from the past, if you have brokenness in you that you know will break another woman, if you have anything inside of you that needs to be healed, please, for the love of God, leave women alone. Leave them alone.
So, a lot of women feel the way she feels. I know it's, I could go on and say I can cast a lot and bet a lot of money that every single woman has felt this type of emotion before, at least once, right? So with that being said, what I'm saying, this video is not to, what's the word? The opposite of validate. What's the opposite of validate? It's not to belittle you guys, what I'm saying, and your feelings. You know what I'm saying? It's just to put some things into context, right?
Discredit.
Right. We're not trying to discredit you guys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to play this from the top so you guys can look at it with a different lens and not emotional lens. Because I know if a woman is watching this, she may be just, off rip. The emotions from this woman is triggering the emotions in you. And now, your mind is not where it needs to be. So I'm going to rewind it before we get to him reacting to it so that your mind can go back to what are some things that she may have done wrong, or what are some things that she could have done better, right? And I know that's hard to think about because it sounds like through the emotions that, it's all the man's fault. And I'm not saying the man didn't play a part, but just look and evaluate the situation. Us in the truth, a lot of times we find ourselves in a place of counsel. We have to be able to counsel stuff without emotion. So try to practice that whenever you're looking at people that are going through a hard time. Try to take their emotions out of it and try to give them a blanketed, non-biased, objective advice or counselship. So I'm gonna rewind it so you guys, you can get in the right mind, throw the emotions out the window.
I need to get out. And it just may help another person. It may just help another woman. It may help a man. But for the love of God, men, if you are not ready for a woman, if you are not ready for commitment, if you are stuck in lustful ways, if you have, I'm sorry, but this.
So I'm gonna start it over because I didn't start it all the way. My bad.
Good Lord, how many times you gonna play?
I ain't started all the way from the top. I want you guys to get all the details, man. But fair use.
It's not my usual content that I do. I'm typically private. I don't really talk on here, but I need to get this out my system. I need to get out. And it just may help another person. It may just help another woman. It may help a man. But for the love of God, men, if you are not ready for a woman, if you are not ready for commitment, if you are stuck in lustful ways, if you have things that you need to heal from the past, if you have brokenness in you that you know will break another woman, if you have anything inside of you that needs to be healed, please, for the love of God, leave women alone. Leave them alone. You all are breaking us. You all are breaking good women. And I'm not even the type to cry, but I'm just so frustrated. I have no one to talk to about this, but I need to get this out for a young woman who may be in the same situation
Fair use.
or the same boat as me. Girl, get up and go. Get up and go. Go. Leave. Leave now. Don't sit and endure another moment.
And ladies, I know you're watching this with some emotion because you probably went through something like that. Take the emotions out of it. Because I know she probably getting to y'all with the emotional spill. Y'all have all felt that way before. I understand. Take the emotions out of it. Pay attention to what she's saying, the details that she is giving, right? A little bit more background before I finish it out. It says single mother. So she's a single mother, right? So a lot of times if you're a single mother, unless your husband died, a lot of times you should have learned from some mistakes that you made to be a single mother, because being a single mother is nothing to be proud of. Says she's broken. Black women are done after man almost destroyed her in a relationship, right? And don't give no man the power to destroy you. Come on now, right?
Don't endure anything. Don't stop forgiving so much over things that you know you should have walked away from. Stop it. Stop.
Let me ask y'all a question, right? Because I know that things can happen to people without them knowing, right?
Fair use. And I want to say too, this brother right here has a way with words, man. I like the way he counsels, bro, because you know he's not off-putting, he's not offensive, he get to the point. You know what I'm saying? So hey, if you want to follow this brother, his name is Anton Daniels. Fair use.
I will say though, there is some stuff circulating around him, being a Republican and trying to save the white man. Just a heads up. Now he says he'll get on the white man just like he gets on black men, but you know there is that narrative out there. So just a heads up.
Yeah, from what I've seen on his page, he does like a lot of relationship advice and trying to build up the black community homes. But you know, if he is a Republican, you know, he could be on that coon service.
I don't think he really. I think that's the narrative, but I don't really think that's him per se. When you listen to him speak, he say, "Man, yes, I'm conservative. Yes, I'm Republican, and every black person I know should be a conservative. This is how we would. This is it's within us. We all deep down are conservative, but you only want to be, you know." So he's speaking. I won't say the right things, but he's knowledgeable of the propaganda of America and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
He got a Trump hat on, don't he? At the top.
Nah.
I think it's a dad gang or something like that.
That was a Trump hat.
Nah, I don't think he a coon though. I don't think he a coon.
Men and women. But let me ask y'all a question, because one of the things that she said really stuck with me. And she said that she has nobody to talk to, but she's communicating this on social media, which is cool. I ain't tripping about that, right? Is there not anybody that's in her life that is more valuable than the people that are viewing this on social media? A father, a mother, an auntie, an uncle, somebody.
And I will say I agree with him. First and foremost, I'm an advocate for that. For you know, you start crying, but you don't understand where you went wrong. You didn't have to cry. He's gonna get into that, but I also will say this, because I know he didn't touch on this because I already watched the video. But she said, "This is not my personality. I'm not one to cry, y'all, but I had to come." Hey, if you break your personality, it should not be on social media. It should be in the closet or something somewhere, you know, until you pull yourself back together. Because, you know, when you break yourself and come on social media, one, it could send the wrong perception about you. It could, you know, send the wrong reputation about you, you know what I'm saying? And it can make matters worse. Now you're susceptible to comments and dislikes and all different type of stuff. Clip farming and AI and all different type of stuff. So, you know, my advice to her would be, wait till you're healed to come out and give some advice. But I know she heard.
a pastor, anybody. I mean, anybody that is more valuable than whoever it is that she's trying to communicate this message out to, that she's saying that she doesn't have anybody to talk to. Because that is one of the ways that you prevent yourself from even getting in this situation in the first place. You don't have to get to the point that you have to forgive somebody. In most instances, if you're able to vet more effectively the people that you're surrounding yourself by, and just because somebody does you wrong does not mean that there is not a level of responsibility that comes with who it is that you're allowing to come into your life in the first place. And
Right.
that's the first way that you take ownership.
Right. So taking ownership. I was gonna title this video take accountability or take ownership, because what he's saying is valid. Because a lot of times the reason why you crying, you could have prevented it. A lot of times you get in that pickle, you know, you could have stopped that from happening, right? You know, God don't put too much on your plate, more than you can bear, except for he give you a way of escape. He give you a way out. A lot of times y'all ignore the way out. A lot of times, you know, we talk about all the time, y'all try to be secretive. And when I say y'all, I mean men and women, right? In the world, right? In sayings and proverbs, people say you're being green. Stop being green, right? When you're green, that means you on go. I mean, you on go for everything. You know what I'm saying? If somebody asks you to do something, you don't question it, you just do it. Somebody asks you for some money, you don't question it, you just give it. Somebody asks you to bend over backwards, you don't question it, you just do. Somebody said, jump off this bridge, you don't question. You green. A lot of us brothers and sisters are green, right? And why are we green? Because we don't take the time to vet our situations. We don't take time, look at the title of this video, to prove, to try, and to know our situations and the people that we're allowing into our life, right? She could be crying, yes, but I bet you before she was crying, she was being secretive because she said, I don't got nobody to talk to. That's your problem, like the brother said. You trying to hide this superhuman of a man. You trying to hide this man that you think is so lovely. Nah, you should be vetting him. You shouldn't be hiding him. That's, you know, what a wolf wants, a deceiver wants. He wants you to hide him. Brothers on the screen, we know brothers, and you know brothers in the world that was plotting on girls. They want you to not put them on your Instagram and not and to hide their face on their Instagram. You can't see my man. They want you to do that. Y'all think y'all, you know, being secretive and, you know, holding on to yours. No, it's a game. That's why you need a community, like the brother said, a pastor, a father, a cousin. You need a community around you to be able to validate who you bring into your life, right? So without further ado, we're going to get into some scriptures, man. I think the first scripture is 1 Thessalonians 5. All right, 1 Thessalonians 5. Right, so we're going to talk about proving, trying, right, and knowing. 1 Thessalonians 5, let's go to verse 21. Con, if somebody could read this real quick.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good.
Right, so this is an easy one to start off with, man. You're supposed to prove all things. Your job, you're supposed to prove your spouse, your husband or whatever. You're supposed to prove your friends. You're supposed to prove all things. You're supposed to prove doctrine. And guess what it says? It says hold fast that which is good. So if it's not good, if you find it after you find it to not be good, you're supposed to let it go. That doctrine, that holiday, that boy, just because he got clout, just because he, you know, he's cute or he handsome or he got a mighty beard, or I love when he gets his hair cut, or, you know, I love his dreadlocks, or he's tall. Hey, let him go if you prove them to not be good. Right. In the case of this situation with the sister, I know you got a chip on your shoulder because you got a baby and he's accepting your baby. But a lot of these men, they're not accepting your baby. They just know that you're vulnerable and weak. They know that, you know, as long as I put up the front that I'm a love her regardless, she gonna give it to me. Right. And I can bounce later and I can just blame it on the kid. Right. So you got to put your guard up. You got to prove all things. Go ahead, Obadiah.
Yeah, man, that be going on in the truth too. A lot of sisters, you know, they see this dude. Oh, he got ranked. Oh, he's a captain. He's a general. He wants me. And then they start getting delusional. You know, they miss the red flags because he may be known and everybody know him and he get views and comments. And next thing you know, when they get with him, they find out he's a demon, but he been giving the red flags the whole time. You just been missing them because you were so starstruck at this man right here. Won't you? Happened a lot in the truth, man.
Come on, man. It happens all in the truth, outside of the truth. Yeah. People, oh, I'm with this pastor. He got a wife, but he said he's gonna leave her for me. And he's a rapper, and oh, he get this many views when he goes live, and you know, people, you know, they're in it for the wrong things, man. Oh, you may know him, sis, brother. You may know. Nah, bro. You need to get somebody to prove that brother for you, to validate, vet that brother for you, or that sister. Right? Let's read this. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 7.
Ecclesiasticus 6 and verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him.
Right. A lot of times the situation could be different if you weren't hasty. I know, hey, look, even in my relationship, the Lord was on my side, but even in my relationship, we was pretty hasty. Right? I know in this truth, you could be pretty hasty. Right. But in the truth, out of the truth, you should not be hasty to credit nobody, man. You should always have your eye on them until you can say, I prove this person. I know this person's personality. I know this person inside and out. I know what this person would do. I know what this person's faults are. I know what this person's good at. Until you prove that person, don't be hasty to credit nobody. Right. Don't be hasty to credit nobody. You got to, you know, prove them. Got to prove them. Right, let's move along. Psalms 139 and 23. Psalms 139 and 23. Salakia. Let's read this.
Psalms 139 verse 23. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts.
Come on, man. So you should want somebody that doesn't let you credit them so hastily, right? You know, ladies, if you fall in love with a man and you want to move fast because you think, you know, God's telling you that's the man for you, that brother or that man should be like, nah, we're moving too fast. Let's slow it down. Don't be offended when he say that, right? When he say, nah, you got to get to know me first. You know what I'm saying? We got to get to know each other. You don't even know, you know, if you really like me or not, right? You may be caught up in your feelings. So a good man or a good sister is going to slow you down, right? Off rip. They're going to try to slow things down. They're going to be hesitant. They're going to be questionable about moving forward. They're not just going to move forth in haste, right? And a lot of times, sisters, you guys get in these situations because y'all are dealing with men that don't do that. They're like, dang, it was that easy to get, sis. All right. And then, you know, you didn't prove them and now they show their true colors. Now you're living in hell. Now you're crying to people that you don't know. You're telling your business to people you don't know because you didn't have nobody that was in on it. Right. So look, you want somebody. If we got to go to the Most High God and tell God to search us and approve us and try us, that's how you want your significant other, your friend. That's how you want people in your circle. You want them to say, hey, prove me, try me as a good friend, try me as a good woman, try me as a good man, right? Let's get the next verse, verse 24.
Verse 24. And see if there be any wicked way in me and lead me in the way everlasting.
Right. So you got to prove these people, and they should want you to prove them to say, hey, see if there's any wicked way in me. You know, if they're a righteous person, they're going to want you to see that they're a righteous person through and through. Right. I remember I was in the world, man. Whenever I had a friend or whether I was whatever, doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? I would always tell people, ask about me. Hey, see what come back. Ask about me. You're going to hear nothing but good things. Right. And they would always come back and be like, man, everybody always speaks so highly of you, blah, blah. It's like, who are you? Everybody always got something good to say, blah, blah. I done asked so-and-so about you, and they said X, Y, and Z. But that's because, I wanted people to prove me. So you should want your partner to want to be proved, to want to be tried. That's how you know that they're internally righteous. A lot of brothers, a lot of sisters that want to skip that step, they know that they're wicked. They know that they're not worthy of you or to be around you, right? So you got to look for somebody that's going to say, hey, look, see if there's any wickedness in me, right? Because a lot of people, they want to hide that wickedness. Let's go to Zechariah 13:9. Zechariah 13:9. All right, let's read this real quick.
Con. The book of Zechariah, chapter 13, and verse number 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God.
Con, man. So if the Most High God is going to try us and put us through the fire, why wouldn't we reflect that? Why wouldn't we do the same to the people that come into our life, right? He's supposed to be all-knowing, yet he still has to try. He still has to prove, right? So who are we to give somebody the benefit of the doubt? We got to do the same thing. We got to act as the Lord acts, man, right? Let's go to Matthew 7:16. Matthew 7:16. Right? Let's get this real quick. We're going to read through 20.
You're on mute, King.
Matthew chapter 7 and verse 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs or thistles? Thistles.
Thistles. Right? So you should know them by their fruit, man. How you ain't even ate the fruit yet and you saying the fruit good. Girl, I ain't gotta try this fruit. I already know this apple sweet. You bite the apple and it's terrible. It got worms in it. It got mold on it on the inside, right? You got to know them by their fruit, man. You know what I'm saying? Just because it look good don't mean that fruit tastes good. Don't mean that it's healthy for you, right? There's some things like that are too ripe. And if it's too ripe, it'll have you throwing up, getting your lockjaw. And there's some things that aren't ripe enough and it's so bitter it have your face turned up. But I say that to say a lot of times it look good on the outside when it's too ripe. Sometimes it look good, right? When it's not ripe all the way. Sometimes, it's colorful, it's big, and then you bite into it, it's hard and bitter, right? Grapes do that. So you got to know people by their fruit, man. You got to know situations by their fruit, right? Let's read verse 17.
Verse 17. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
Come on, man. You got to know whether the tree is good or bad, man. Right? And that tree is symbolizing a human, right? Verse 18.
A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. So
this is going into you proving. Once you prove, man, you don't have to second guess no more once you prove, right? Because you're gonna know, and it's not crossing over. You can't have it. They say, "Oh, she just likes bad guys." Only bad things can come from bad guys, right? That's a bad tree. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna cross over, right? Verse 19.
Verse 19. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast to the fire.
Right, and once you find it to be bad, bro, you gotta. I was thinking about so and so the other day. Let me check up on. No, you gotta put them away, unfollow them, block them, right? Move on with your life. Once you know that they bad, and brothers and sisters, y'all gotta do this too. If they not in the truth, hey, they might as well be as good as dead. I'm not gonna lie, they might as well be as good as dead. Don't even let them come into your mind. If they do come into your mind, be like, they're not in the truth. What am I thinking? What am I doing? First of all, it's folly that they even in your mind, but still, you got to cast them aside. You got to put them away, right? Hold fast to that which is good. So if it's not good, you don't hold fast to it, right? Let's get verse 20. Hold on, my internet, man.
Wherefore by their fruits you shall know them.
Right. So after you do all these things, man, you're going to know these people, right? Prove, try, and know. You're going to know them, right? Let's get Proverbs, right? Let's go to the book of Proverbs. I got 2 scriptures in Proverbs with some mighty bangers, right? With something that this woman was lacking in the video, right? Let's go to Proverbs 13 and 10. Proverbs 13 and 10.
Proverbs 13 and 10. Only by pride cometh contention.
My bad. I might have did that. I'm trying to put the verse in the chat. I might have hit the screen. My bad.
You good?
Only by pride cometh contention, but with the well advised is wisdom.
Right? Hey, if you prideful, man, and you like I don't gotta ask nobody. I know what I want. I know how to vet myself. I don't need no other eyes on this. I don't need nobody's 2 cents. That pride, guess what? You're gonna always run into some friction, some contention. You're gonna always run into some heartache. You're gonna always run into a battle, right? But with the well advised, there's wisdom. You know, the people that you're wondering how they make it through life unscathed, how all the decisions they make are so good, how are they making all the right choices in life? Because they're well advised, right? We all have friends that actually listen to their parents and they actually, you know what I'm saying, ended up well. They got savings accounts, you know, they majored in the right things, right? They stayed at home until they were ready to move out. Right? They didn't, you know, they weren't out here partying, wasting all their money. You know what I'm saying? They got a nice 6-figure job, all because they listened to their parents and took advice, right? The well-advised, man, you know, they're going to be successful in life. And that's just like that in relationships. The well-advised, a lot of y'all's relationships are not going to make it from the start because you were never well-advised, right? You didn't go to nobody, right? You know, some people don't have their parents in their life. Some people only have one parent. You should at least go to one parent that you're comfortable with, right? Family member that you're comfortable with. Because, you know, one thing about family, a lot of times they're going to want what's best for you, right? They're going to love you like, you know, some friends are the same way too. Friends will love you unconditional too. Sometimes friends get a little envious though. A lot of times family members, and you know, take it with a grain of salt because I know family members can be trash too. But a lot of times when you get counsel from family members, man, they just want to see you do well in life. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to give you the good, bad, and the ugly. And when they give you the ugly, take it to the chin, right? This is counsel. This is advice so that you don't have to feel the blunt force of contention later on, right? Let's get Proverbs 15 and 22. Staying in Proverbs, let's go to 15 and 22.
Proverbs 15 and 22. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established.
Right. So if you don't have counsel, you're going to end up disappointed. You may strike gold a couple of times in life without a counselor, winging it by yourself. But most of the time without a counsel, right, or a counselor, you're going to be disappointed. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be let down because you're going to be blindsided. There's going to be things that you didn't see. You know, a lot of carpenters, blue collar workers, welders, you know, everybody before they, you know, solidify something. A lot of times hey, come over here. I just want to get another set of eyes on it. Painters, right? You could do the whole project and get another set of eyes on it. And somebody's like, man, you missed that whole wall. Oh, snap. What was I doing? What was I thinking? Hey, man, it ain't no screws over here in this plywood. Oh, dang, man, that's a good catch. Right? So you got to do that, man. You got to get another set of eyes on your situations, man. Your situations and the people that you're about to bring into your life. Why? Because in a multitude of counselors, things are established, right? you can establish your life if you have good counselors around you. And I advise you to have, about 2 or 3. So that way, somebody's counsel may get weeded out. But if 2 out of the 3 are saying is around the same thing, you get a good grasp of what the counsel should be for your situation. Right.
Oh, man. And right here it says what's being established here is one's purpose, right? Oftentimes, a set of counsel or counselors can help you establish your purpose. And you don't want to get the American Idol head, right? When I say American Idol head, back in the day, right, the real OG American Idol, you had a lot of people go on there that could sing, and they thought they could sing, and they had a lot of people lying to them, telling that they could sing, right? and naturally, it's usually in somebody to think that they're better than they are, right? When you talk about old ball players that think they still got it, but they probably don't, you leave it up to them. They could go get 30 in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Even though they 40 something, right? But a multitude of counselors will establish your purpose. What does that mean? It means that when you think your purpose is something, or what it really is, you want your purpose to be something, but other people around you see something else in you. You get a multitude of people saying, nah, that's not it, bro. You're really good at this, that, and the third, though. I think if you stick to this, that, and the third, you'll see fruit from it, right? Sometimes it's not always what we want to hear, like the brother Azrael was going into. Sometimes you want to conceal your man. Sometimes guys want to conceal their woman, right? Because a lot of times they don't want nobody to tell them anything bad about what their person might have to offer. So I'm going to conceal it. That way I won't have to hear the bad part, but then it always blows up in your face when the bad part comes to light, and now you looking sorry, and now you looking single. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of times when you have multiple counselors, they're not always going to tell you something you want to hear. They're going to tell you what you need to hear, though. And that's the point.
And a lot of times that is because the person being counseled, you can't look past your situation or your current dilemma or your current newness of life. You can't look past it, right? You're in it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times your emotions take over, and it's either you're mad, you're happy, or you're in love, and you're ready to do whatever you're ready to do. And somebody may tell you when you're mad to be patient. Hey, nah, you're moving a little hasty. Be patient, man. It might work out in the end, right? And they may be right, and that feeling might fade. You may be hasty to get in a relationship, and somebody might say, nah, I don't think that person is right for you. But there may be somebody, and you're not trying to hear that. But it's because you're too stuck in your situation, right? Which goes to another point I wanted to make. When you get a counselor, do not get your counselor should not be in the situation that you're getting counsel for, or in the relationship that you're seeking. A lot of sisters, what they do is they're like, okay, I'm gonna prove him myself. And you think you asking him questions, and you think counseling is him counseling you, and you're weighing out how he's counseling you. And that's proving him. No, you need somebody to counsel your situation, counsel the relationship, to properly vet what's going on, right? Stop making excuses to do what you want to do, right? Because, in life, people are smooth talkers, man. The devil is a deceiver for a reason. He's an angel of light for a reason. Like, he's going to come in the form that you want him to come in, right? Yeah, this is my last preset, man. Still Proverbs 22 and 3. The definition of prudence.
Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Right. Once you get enough counsel, man, you're going to be able to see the evil ahead. You're going to be able to weigh out the situation or weigh out the person, whether you want to bring this into your life or not. And it's up to you to be able to hide yourself from it, meaning to walk away or to not go near it, right? Or you can be simple and you can pass on and you can do it anyway, and you can reap the benefits or the repercussions of that decision you made. And when you cry and when you sigh and when you're trying to warn other people, now you're the one giving the counsel when you should have took the counsel, right? Now you had to find out the hard way, and now you ended up you giving the counsel now, right? Because of hurt and because of pain, when you could have got the counsel beforehand, and you could have avoided all of that, right? But man, that's all I had. Did brothers had anything before we close it down?
Man, mighty lesson, man.
Man.
I know it's targeted towards the women, but men could take it from this too, man. You know, I want to say one thing too, and we hit on it a couple times, but I will say this: when you conceal your significant other or the person that you're courting, man, and it does nothing but damage. And a lot of times, people think if you broadcast this man, if you broadcast this woman, and they might think it's prematurely or whatever, but I'm telling you, this is on the contrary of what you may think. It's better for you to post that person, right? And I'll tell my daughter this when she gets ready to start, you know, I guess courting folks too, around the time she's like 45 or whatever. But I let her know that you know, it's okay to post your significant other, because it's whatever that man is hiding. If you post him, trust me, it's gonna come up quick. And you know, community assistants we got, they gonna let you know. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you want. Same thing for guys. You think you got a baddie, you think you got an innocent girl, whatever. Post that woman. I bet you somebody go, hey, she trouble. Hey, I talked to her back then, and this and that and the third happened. You see what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to, you know, it's not simp behavior, right? It's really the joke's on you, right? You know what I'm saying? If you go to post somebody and they tell you, hey, take that down, you already got your answer. You know what I'm saying? Just some tips, man.
But with that, man, hey, hopefully this was some good counseling, exhortation, man. Hopefully it had some good advice for you, somebody that might come across this video. If you think this video could help somebody out, like, comment, share, subscribe. We're the brothers of the hopeful elect. Like our big brother Christ said, if you're not gathering, you're scattering. So gather together, O nation not desired. We got Purim coming up. We got a homeless event coming up. Stay tuned to our Instagram page. The flyers should be on there. And, you know, always, you know, DM if you guys want to participate in anything that we're hosting. And we'll get back to you guys, man. RSVP, all of that good stuff. So with that, we say Shabbat Shalom.